Hey there, Pisces, and welcome to my channel, Joy to the World. I am your reader, Melissa Joy. Now, I'm telling you, I didn't know what this week's theme was going to be, but they're talking about these new beginnings. It is time. It is already hatched out, because if not, we're going to die in the old. And they're like, please don't step forward, and we are stepping in to the new. There's this mighty power rising up here because that Aries North Node is taking hold, and it's no longer messing with our mind. We are stepping into ourselves, and we are getting that old fug mug out of here. And it seems to be that the hashtag for all these readings is fug that. I am serious, y'all. I've had it with us being dominated and controlled by those stinking planets. And I'm telling you, I'm friends with one, Jupiter, but whatever else, there has been this like, imagine, okay, everybody sitting around up on their high horses, looking around, laughing and talking about everybody else, and like kind of like the Wicked Witch, how she could look through that lens and watch whatever Dorothy's doing. It's all watching. That's why I can get there before you get there and destroy your blessings and watch you whine and crying out on me like, yeah, about me, like, oh, you know, all that reel out, spin out, all your good stuff keep going, keeping you in the cycle, spin around, master puppets up on you. Fuck that. Because if anybody's been stuck with master puppets, it has been you, Pisces, and I am done with it. I am cutting the strings. We are removing the tethers and the ties to you so it doesn't get tangled up in anything, because you're about to move swiftly, friend, and more than just a fish in the water. You're going to be a fish up in the air. You're going to see birds flying by like this, and the fish is just going to be going by like this up in the air, and like all this freshness, never having to suck your poop again. Delightful and fine, and you ain't gonna be drying out. You anointed, you holy, you covered, my friend. We're gonna get up here in the power of the sun, because the sun is what we worship. It is what loves us. Worship is showing what your worth is. All right, the love and the value, and it's bestowing its worth upon us now and saying you are valuable. Do you know who you are? Rise. And I'm gonna ask you, Pisces, do you know who you are? Okay, let's listen in here, friend. If you like this, tap that subscribe. It is free as always, and they will notify you anytime I post new videos here. And we're getting into this. Talk about the golden self. It is time, because that star is the only one that volunteered. It came forward and it came close, and it said, I am here to love you. I am here to support you. I am here to show you the way. I've even said about the systems of the stars and the moon, not to mess with your mind, but to be very clear and to give you peace and comfort that I am always here. All that other stuff out there is kind of like when they would go to the Colosseum and they try and put these people, they weren't warriors who were allowed to walk free. They were bondages and bondsmen and slaves and whatever, and they put them in there with the lions and the bears and watch these people either kill the animal or be killed. Talk about a Chiron wound. It's bigger than that. And that's why Ophiuchus, the 13th zodiac, that's why it doesn't end with you, Pisces. And that's why you don't have to suck your goldfish poop anymore for everybody else's prosperity, hoping they have a good time while you somewhat having a good time, but inside you sucking the shiz. We ready to get you into some ice cream, into some nice dream, into some tasty freeze, all that good stuff. Dancing feet, moving about, delighting yourself. Yes, Pisces, I vote for you. I vote for us. Angel love and man holding the heart. Now, behind that angel love is this deceit. Forget everything over your shoulder. Now, that's the power of suggestion. We think it's thinking. We were taught that we think thoughts. No, we weren't. That's part of the system and part of the lies and part of the planets that we're destroying. That's you being put in the Colosseum with slave-mindedness, going, kill the bear, be killed. So you have to act in a way that's not in accordance with your nature, because our nature is ease and light and delight, moving about, enjoying and being led and shown the way by our soul, by our guiding star, by our center, okay, by the truth of who we are. So what's coming up behind this man holding the heart is lots of love, friends. Not just one, the sun, that love coming into you and realizing everybody loves you. And not, they like the things about you. They want to stimulate you in certain ways to make your magic come out and think you're a part of it. And then later on, even though they're still there hanging with you, couch surfing or whatever else, you don't have to keep picking up the tab, the spiritual tab, my friend. I've seen y'all's eyes. I've seen that cosmic blue. I vote for you. I vote for the cosmos to come in. You want to know why? Because that's the space that the sun swims in. The sun chose that as its environment to birth us forward and bring forward all of its delights, dreams, and desires. And it wasn't those planets, the planets getting all up in their line, going around, ringing around, going, I want me some, I want me some. But the sun is basking in all of its friends and all of its delights, the stars out there. And it is called the solar system because S-O-L, soul, is the sun. You know, our dreams and desires come from our soul. And why they threw you up in there is because you up in there. That's part of the creatorship. That's why the plasma has come in, which is very much the state of Pisces. The air and the water coming together. It came in through Aquarius, but did you know? Because it happened before you awoke, but it's here now, and you woke and you listening and you were coming in. You're like, what is sizzling and popping up on top of my heart? And I'm like, that's the stars, my friend. That is the stars. And who's coming in to help us with that crown chakra? Uriel. So Uriel's coming in here along with Metatron too, because it's this profusion of stars coming forth through you. But your mind is beginning to pay attention. Something is grabbing your attention. You ever had that where you're off in a deep thought and then you're like, huh? And then you open your eyes and you start to look around, kind of like the silent noise in your soul saying, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? Like something's gathered you, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, because it broke that spell. There are times I've been out here, eyes closed or doing something else, and it's like, and I'm like, what? And boom, there's the dolphins. Or there was some UFOs going by. I filmed them, y'all. And it's funny where I recorded them in my phone. You could see them clearly. Several people I showed them to, and they're like, oh my God, that's the freakiest thing ever. I'm like, I know I'm freaked out. We were just driving home and I look up and I see that. Now you almost can't even see them in there. Wouldn't it be nice for the past to disappear? I'd love for some of this past to disappear off my face because it has been hard AF. These aren't all just laugh lines, y'all. Some of them are marks that are just sitting there from the pain and suffering that I've been through because I wasn't going to wait another day. I kept being told, wait. I kept being told all this because you know what? When that conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn occurred in December 21st, 2020, it was working there for a minute about just breathe, just work it through, just take it the time. But I'm telling you, Jupiter has overtaken. Saturn's been dethroned. You want to know why? The rings around Saturn are made of ice and stone. We've been going through that forever, y'all. And Jupiter is ready to bring the truth for it and the support for it because Jupiter, you could put all the planets in there and still have room to expand. Okay? So talk about dominion. Talk about power. Jupiter's joined with the sun, and Jupiter has now moved into your sign, Pisces, so that Neptune can't just keep you like recovering, living in all that some chewed up bubble gum. No more, thank you. Okay, so I want to get you a little crystal love up in here, Pisces. Let's get some crystal. Ooh, I see you jumping forward like that. No, not these others. Let's keep going. Is there any more for Pisces? Ooh, I saw that too. You buried yourself. You're like, oh, I don't want you to see what's in my eyes. Joy, I'm not taking anything from you, friend. Matter of fact, it gets me excited to bring in more of the truth and more of the power, the universal, the one self. Because love is one self. Love is universal. And when you feel loved, it goes into you in your own way, and it becomes colored up with joy because joy is your preference. Like say everybody in the world loved ice cream, right? Love, love, love. And we go up in there, and whatever flavor you pick is different than whatever flavor I pick because that is your joy. Do you see what I mean? It's specific to you. And that's what they're saying here, the specifics to you. I'm looking in your eyes, sharing and enjoying the love, the universal part, epiphany, right? I'm not going to steal your joy, friend. I got my own. I got my own because mine comes with satisfaction and fulfillment. If we try and get in on anybody else's joy, it comes with weights and chains and prices to be paid. So you don't get that here at this channel. When you show up, you're adding power to your hour. You're adding power to your day. You're adding power to the greater world, the world that loves and supports everybody getting along. And I don't mean talking and hanging out. I mean in their own lane, in their own business, cleaning up their own mess, giving themselves their own praise and encouragement. Now, we can all interact as community, but when that is baseline for everybody, clean, clear, focus, yes. But what popped out first is this rose quartz. Look at that. I love it. Because often rose quartz is one that they shape into into pieces, right? Like hearts and stuff like that. It's getting a little steamy out here. Let me put a cure on this, y'all. All right. But this has that community, that dynamism that the one self leads to the all self, the goldenest self, the one that's in the center of who you are, the one that is you. And all those truths that come forward. You can be multifaceted, fascinated, interesting, beautiful, divine, funny, punctual, perfect, creative, talented, athletic, healthy, all those things, all those expressions of life. Now let's see. Oh yeah, okay. We gotta get up on the dream weaver. Yeah, let's hang that old shiz up there because I'm not gonna be snagged anymore. We're flipping the switch on that. See the switch? We flipping the script. It's like leaving a note going, thank you, but I'm done by now. And you're never to return, right? The Hierophant keeps showing up with the Ouroboros when I split it. So let's just go into this, my friend. That's you in the background. Dreamer of Swords. Look at this. I already paid that price. All this milk. You have grown so many things, friends. It's time for you to enjoy them. Not be separated out from them. Because that's the thing when Neptune was in there, the two fish going round and round, is you could never catch yourself and become merged with yourself. But now you're that fish up there, remember, in the air, swimming around, being like, that's what it feels like. I couldn't have dreamt this up. And they're like, yeah, and we got dreams coming to you that you did not even know of. We are cooking it up. The one self, the who, the universe, the sun and Jupiter getting together like we've dreamt of you for so long. Your happiness brings us great joy, and joy is our strength. No longer how tenacious and how determined you are, even those are still qualities we have. It doesn't come from there, all right? This is about where you coming from, and where you coming from, it don't matter because you coming out. You are coming out. You're coming out of the perpetual fire. You're coming out of the limitations. You're coming out of the 3D. We're moving into the multi-dimensional, the Wonka Vader, the multifaceted. How many facets? I don't know. It changes from moment to moment, day to day, whatever the light is catching. The delight. Here's where I am. Here's where I am. Here's what I'm experiencing. Here's my now. Here's my moment. Because we don't have to keep all those records. Metatron's doing that. The back box is doing that. We're living, we're experiencing. We're not having to sit here and break it down and decide what's going on. That was us being trained what to think, the style in which to think, not how we actually think, because we live in this dynamic, in this dynamic energy. Kind of like when it's flat, the petals are all that way. But when we create the dimension and you're actually in this with light glowing up around you as you are exiting the lotus and you're coming on out, and all that trapping and wrapping that's held you up, and this is your voice, silent, swift, and steady. Having to tell everybody what's going on, show them. You living in it, you living in it. And that is the key to escaping the wound, to getting out of this wound without it holding on to you. That was the deception here. Remember that there's a price to be paid, that, you know, being locked in or locked out, a here and a there, the halves of the brain. No, it's the whole. It's the whole. It's the you. I'm throwing that card over there because it disgusts me. You don't have to live that way anymore. You don't have to live. They're like, don't show them about paying the price no more, Joy, because it's already done. Okay. Let's leave it with this, Pisces. These are your new colors too, my friend. You might just even get a crystal or stone that matches this, or a necklace or a bracelet, or maybe even just look at it from time to time. You could even frame a color swatch from the Home Depot or whatever and put it there in your kitchen just to look at, remind yourself of that color, because it's a gazing color for you is what you're telling me. It's also coming, oh, look at the whole thing. They're like, girl, show them the full scope. Okay? Look at these. Just breathe for a moment and just look at them, and not like with squinty eyes, with open eyes. Just relax and breathe and think, Taking it all in. That's that fresh air, and not just one breath, forever. Forever, everlasting life, my friend. Yes, yes. That's right. I am excited for you. And if you're excited, tap that subscribe button. It'll notify you anytime I post new videos. It is free. Everything on YouTube is free. All the buttons you touch and tickle it, anybody's channel, okay? You could also smash that like button, tickle it, give it a little touch of love and help it rise up to the top. You could James Brown it. If you wonder, I got tongue-tied. James Brown pops up here a lot. He's like, huh, tell him to kiss it. Okay, James Brown, thank you for that PSA public service announcement. We need a James Brown emoji down in our keyboards. I'd be putting him all over all the videos down there like, huh, good guy, give on your good foot. What all he overcame, he stepped into a whole new world. A whole new world. That's right, friend. He overcame it. He left that delusion behind. All right, friend. I love you. Bye.